Real Life Military, episode number 6. Please don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and comment. Also follow me on Instagram. It's the box at the bottom of the video. Why do we fail? People think, and they're told, that their dreams and passions are what they're supposed to turn into something that's big. But they go in blind, and truthfully it's wrong. To think that you can turn anything that you love or anything that you think is a good idea into something great just because you love it or you think it is great. Your life and your choices, they should matter, and they will matter. You will find out what matters by the outcomes. If you want to grow in life, you must give more than you take. You must do more for people than you expect to be done for you. You must burn more than you eat, and you must save more than you spend. If you don't, then you will be broke, fat, dependent, selfish, and alone. Number one reason why, and the biggest reason I think, is people's drive. And I sound like an old person, but nowadays people's drive just isn't there, and it's weak. And mostly I believe it's weak because your drive solely comes from your why you do what you do. And most people are wrong in their why they do the things they do. Generally, people equate their why to things like family, friends, wealth, status. If your why is weak, then your drive will also be weak. And their underlying why is not what people think it is. Your dream to become the best husband, the best friend, the best son, the wealthiest person in the world, or the most famous person in the world, those are not bad whys. And you have to have that drive to get those things. But it can get watered down with time if it's so pinpointed to these little things, and they are little things. They can get watered down with time and failure, and you can get people to justify why they're not making those goals, and those goals and those dreams and those whys get smaller and smaller and smaller. The people who you are working hard for, your why, will see you breaking your back to make it happen, and usually to make life better for them or yourself. These people, your friends, your family, your coworkers, your mentors, these people will try to talk you off the ledge, tell you that everything's going to be okay and it's going to work itself out, because they see you working so hard and they want you to take your foot off the pedal and relax. Often this can be dangerous. At times, yes, everyone needs a break and maybe reevaluate your why. But this is dangerous. This is dangerous. They are doing this to make you feel better, so they're doing this for you because they care for you mostly. Hopefully they care for you, and they're not doing it in some conniving way. By letting you lessen your drive, in the long run it will damage you, and your dreams will become more out of reach, and those goals, if you listen to them. This can lead to resentment down the path. You can blame them that you aren't the person that you want to be because you listen to them. But usually, I think it's them blaming you for not being the person who they thought you were going to be, because that drive, when you're younger and you have that ambition and that burning inside you, it's like they wanted that person. They wanted you to keep on climbing and get those goals to come higher and higher, and they're going to resent you when it doesn't work out. This can happen in everything. So the goal that you wanted to attain in the beginning, that drive you had for it, and because your why, say it was for say it was for your family. You wanted to do this for your family. It's going to go in everything else if you let it if you let them lessen it. Just too, like, they do it for you because they care for you, but then it can go into your health. You could stop working out, you can get fat, you can get lazy, maybe your children don't respect you or your wife doesn't think you're attractive anymore. It could go into your job. Maybe you didn't work those extra hours, you didn't take those extra jobs, and then you didn't get those promotions or the advancements or the money that you thought you were going to get. And then these things compound, and then 20 years down the line, it's like the person that you were when you were younger, when you had all that drive, that people like your family thought you were, you didn't, you stopped because you listened to somebody else saying that you needed to slow down, that your drive was too much, or you just listened to them and like, oh, I'm going to stop doing this. Guess what? It didn't work itself out. Imagine that. But this happens all the time. Your drive can't detour or slow down. Going back to why, I want you to think what your why is. Like, think about it. Think about, why do you do the things that you do? Everything can go back to this. I've had plenty of whys in my 33 years. At least I thought they were my whys. The first one, when I was young, I just wanted everyone to love me. I wanted all the praise in the world. So I played sports, I broke my back, I was drinking, partying, all these things. Later down the line, I found out that that was empty, and I didn't even want to do it. I was doing it for somebody else, and no one was there at the end. So then later, after settling down and starting a family and getting married, I thought it was my job. Like, I was my job. My why was my job. I worked my ass off. I got promotions. I got more money. Then I figured out that it wasn't what I thought it was. It was a lot more political, and it just wasn't a good why I am the way I am, or why I do what I do, my day to day. It wasn't good. So next, easy, what most people have is family. That one I found out quickly. It wasn't sufficient enough to be it, because of course you love your family, you do everything for your family, but putting that is like putting that burden on them. It was on my wife and my kids. So then I started looking at them like, oh, and if something was rough with my kids, are rough, marriage is rough. I've been married for 8 years. There's ups and downs, and if that's your why, it's not. So then I thought about it. I was like, I work hard, usually have 2 jobs, work out, try to be a good leader and role model for everyone in my life. So I was like, why? Why do I do what I do? I'm not my job. I am not just a son. I am not just a father. I'm not just a husband. So why? And I found out that with everything that I've learned in life, my why is freedom. And with that, it's so broad, I can piece it to every part of my life. Freedom in my job. I want to be able to be free after I'm done with my job, or to make choices in my job to not just appease everybody around me so I do better in my job. So that gives me freedom there. Freedom in my family. Hopefully, down the line, I will have the freedom to spend more time with my family. Freedom with being in good physical shape, with working out. I work out to have that, I have that drive to work out, to be there, to be healthier for my kids in the future. I have those goals. I have all of that. So freedom. And if your why is small, it's easier to justify and slow down. So, and every once in a while you will lose sight of your why, and I do it all the time. Like lately in my life, I'm going through a lot of change, and it's getting wrapped up. Kids, family, just took a bunch of leave, and all these different thoughts, and a new job, and all that. So, like, even just like working out, like, I'm regimented to work out every day, but I just lose sight. I have these goals set in place. They're good goals, but now I just have to do it every day, staying consistent, change my job, and with all these new things and all these goals set in place, I've lost I lost sight of my why I'm doing what I'm doing, and not just going through the motions. And that hits everybody, going through the motions. And you have to ensure that you re-up why you do what you do to keep your drive strong. Your drive is truly your lifeblood. You must keep it strong to ensure that you have a good why. That why is going to back up you doing what you do. Setting goals and having a path is a must, but everyone gets lost through life. Life will beat you down. It will beat you down. It beats everybody down. So it's important to find out why you do what you do. And truly, if you think it's money, most people think it's money, or their family, or their wife, or they try to pin it on one simple thing. It may work for a couple years or whatever, but whatever you do, at least figure out why you do what you do, and then build on it and try to find out if that's truly what your why is. Because if you think about it, you'll be surprised. Until the next one, guys.